Okay, there you go.
Oh, ini. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Welcome, Jose Debasa. What an honor to have you here. My
Also,
my
my
preferred insurance company, the one I call and text like 300 times. Welcome.
the
Thank you.
honors all mine. Thank you.
So, I will be just straight in this because I know you are very busy, and this is a concern for many buyers right now and owners, that what is happening with the residential insurance in Florida, in this case in South Florida, Miami, from West Palm Beach to down south.
Well, it all started in 2017. Um, the key player here for the situation that we're in is fraud. Now, don't get me wrong. We've always had fraud in the insurance industry, in the insurance market. There's fraud everywhere. But in 2017, after Hurricane Irma, um, that actually came through here through Florida, a lot of properties, a lot of homeowners that were not even affected by the hurricane were claiming damages, and that was fueled, unfortunately, by attorneys and adjusters soliciting business from the homeowners. Um, Now, not speaking fully of attorneys and adjusters, they are there are very good attorneys and very good adjusters out there, but sadly there's always a black apple everywhere, in every industry, in every profession,
Mhm.
and roofs that didn't need to be repaired, that were not even damaged, we pay for. And unfortunately, here in South Florida, a lot of people pack it in um, Hurricane Irma money, and they never even made the repairs. Consequently, that drove insurance rates up. That drove the reinsurance premium up for insurance company. A lot of people don't know this, but insurance company need to insure themselves here in Florida in order to do business. So not only were they dealing with the losses in fraudulent claims, but they were dealing with the premium they needed to pay on a yearly basis to their insurance company, which covers them in case they cannot pay claims. And we're talking about millions of dollars that they got to pay out for reinsurance. So those two things just drove the market to where we are right now. Now, this year, 2023, there's new laws that were passed in order to, this might sound funny, in order to benefit insurance companies, trusting that insurance companies will do right by the state and their customers and eventually bring down the premiums. So, I mean, when Hurricane Irma occurred, the law to put a hurricane claim was 3 years, which means that you have 3 years to file a claim after a hurricane. If I'm a homeowner and my home gets damaged by a hurricane, I'm putting a claim the next day immediately. I cannot wait 3 years for the home
Mhm.
to be repaired. So that was off. That was a bit off there. Um, and a couple of years ago, they brought it down to 2 years. Well, this year they brought it down to 1 year, meaning if there's a hurricane claim, excuse me, if there's hurricane damages by a named storm or named hurricane, you have a year to put in your claim. That's that's fair. That makes sense. So this year, a lot of the state started tying all those loopholes. One of the other things they got rid of was attorney representation. Excuse me, fee multiplier for attorneys. Attorneys from 2017 until last year, actually until January, were able to multiply their fees while representing homeowners that were claiming hurricane damages or going after, suing insurance companies. So if the attorney's fee was 50,000, they were able to multiply and triple those fees to 150,000 dollars, and that was more losses for insurance companies. You see, the state of Florida was only one of the very few states that allowed attorney fee multiplier. Well, they got rid of that. So they got rid of a bunch of stuff. I'll be able to send you a link to what the new insurance laws are, so you could, we'll put it on the description. But it's something that consumers actually read about and get up to speed to what the changes are. But nevertheless, um, the financial loss after Hurricane Irma was pretty great, in part of by fraud. Um, and because of that, a lot of insurance companies from that point forward were liquidated by the state. If an insurance company cannot buy reinsurance to insure
Mhm.
itself and cannot prove financial stability, the state of Florida will liquidate them. And that happened. There's about 10 companies that just, we don't have them today. So what happened there is that the option of private insurance market is narrowed down even more. And those that are still writing business are getting the volume of those insurance companies that no longer exists in Florida, and those are higher the risk that the companies that are running business, they have higher risk to insure, the higher the potential of a claim. So
Okay.
those companies that are writing, taking over the business, they got to increase their premium as well, not only because of the volume that they're writing, but also because whatever losses they may have paid in the past. So if they pay out the claims, you'll see that as a tax. You're gonna get taxed. You're gonna get charged down the
Wow.
line. So some of the companies today, private companies, yes, they're renewing with higher premiums because of what's been going on, because of the companies that are not writing. Some of the companies are not writing in a specific zip code. So depending the zip code that you're in, you may have options to private insurance companies, or you may not. Um, and of course, the go-to company today is Citizens.
I noticed that in few of the insurance that I see, um, because the owners share with me, or I asking for a few quotes to know, to have an idea what they will be paying when they close. And I see that it's a sort like a charge extra, like an extra charge, and they take also off some of the items that was before, like personal property. I see a lot of policy
Hmm.
that doesn't include personal property. So if you want to insure whatever is inside your house, you have to go to another company or buy an extra insurance, but no in this particular one. So I see some changes in also in the renewals that it was no before, or you don't see it. And this is what I see when you are renewing your policy as a homeowner. I can guarantee that half of the people, to don't say more, they don't read the policy. They say
Hmm.
how much it is, and then if the police go over like too much, it's like what's going on? Explain me. But I can see, by for people that I know close, that
Hmm.
when they see like where is my personal property? What is what I have inside my house? Like I don't know, my TVs, my computers, everything. I will not. And when you call, it's like, oh no, you don't have anything for that.
Hmm.
So um, I see that's the way also they try to reduce or maintain or do something with
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
and
what's happening? They're shaving coverage down. We are in an insurance market that insurance is not affordable as it used to be. I mean, a few years back, I was able to insure older construction properties that were like 1980, 70s, 1960 homes. I would say about 7 years ago, was if you had the home completely renovated, new roof, impact windows or shutters, those properties I was able to insure them at one point for about 2,000, in the $2,000 range, maybe $3,000 range. Right now, those same properties we're insuring them today anywhere between four, I don't want to say $6,000 a year. So the premium has gotten very expensive for new homeowners that are buying homes. You have higher insurance premium, higher taxes, higher interest rate, higher real estate prices.
Mhm.
So it's adding up, and it's gotten this whole entire package has become made it very difficult to for some people to qualify for the loans because their debt to income ratio is just a little bit too high. So what are insurance agents doing? They're shaving down coverages at renewal, and they're shaving down coverages up front, trying to remove as much as they can in order to provide an affordable policy. Now, some agents do not explain this to customers.
Yeah.
When we do a policy, either renewal or new business, we do pride ourselves in discussing the coverage with the customer, explaining to them what it is that they have, giving them options. Even though you feel like you helping them by removing coverage, maybe that's not what they want. Maybe they want to have the coverage. Maybe they want to include it. We
Mhm.
try to meet your specific insurance needs. But yes, insurance today, it's not affordable in comparison to what it used to be a few years back. So what can a homeowner do to make
Mhm.
the insurance affordable? Well, if you buy an older construction property, let's say anything um, up to 2000, the year construction 2000, let's say 60s, 70s, 1980s, or 90s, make sure the roof is good, because especially citizens or insurance companies today, they're looking at the roof. Why? Because the roof was the number one reason for all the losses that they
The
had.
loss. Yeah.
The
Mhm.
followed by water damage, meaning broken pipes that supposedly may have caused some water damage in the floor, the drywalls, and so on. But the roof replacement and roof claims was number one, and that's expensive. I mean, changing a roof could cost you anywhere from $30,000, depending how big the house is, up even more.
Mhm.
Um, so yes, definitely, if you're a homeowner, get yourself a good inspector, pull the permits. Insurance companies want to see permits of the roof. They want to see that the roof was updated, that it was a legit job, that
Mhm.
it was not done by somebody that doesn't know what they were doing. So also impact windows and shutters. Insurance companies love impact windows and shutters. If you have impact windows, shutters, curtain shutters, hurricane panels that are approved by the state, that's will give you a hell of a discount. Why? You're protecting the openings in your house against a hurricane. And if the home is protected against a hurricane, all the openings are protected. That means the air is not going to go in and blow up the house. If there's a hurricane and hurricane winds find an entry into the house, all the pressure is going to build up. And what usually happens, the home blows up from the inside out.
Yeah.
So the fact that you have impact windows, hurricane panels, they love that. And those savings, a lot of times, depending on the company, is over $1,000. So new roof, impact windows and shutters, and if the home is older construction, they want to make sure that the electrical box breakers are in good conditions. They don't like cloth wiring because that could cause a fire. They don't like double taps because that could cause a fire, but those are easy fix, the double tap. We see that every day
Yeah,
here.
it's impressive. Like I work Orlando and I work Miami. It is different construction. Orlando
Mhm.
does. It's very few the area that Orlando has for all homes because
Mhm.
Orlando it's basically a newer
You
uh,
were.
city after Disney because
Mhm.
everybody went to Orlando with a trailer, to be honest,
Mhm.
huh? And stay there and see what's going on here with all this land until Disney came and blew, all that and create the CDD and all the
Yeah.
beautiful things. But when I came to Miami, I came here just when the end of the foreclosures, basically the last 3 years of the foreclosure. Okay, I have Jeremy Marquez said, "What about insurance vacation rentals? It is becoming more difficult." It's a question that he has about insuring vacation rentals.
Yeah, we could actually insure vacation rentals. That's another topic, and it's a very sensitive topic because we do have a lot of investors that we work with, and some of these individuals, some of these customers, they do Airbnb,
Hmm.
short-term rentals, and the private market that Jackie, will not insure those properties. So citizens won't do short-term rental. None of the private markets that we know, Florida Peninsula, Edison, none of those people is going to do short-term rentals. So we have to do it with a special market, which is a commercial market. And those premiums have increased tremendously after Hurricane Ian. You had Hurricane Ian on the West Coast. I think
Yes.
it was last year, right? And after Hurricane Ian, the losses on the West Coast were tremendously high, and the market that we will use for the short term rental, we could still do it, but I mean the premiums are ridiculous. They're over $10,000, So short-term rental right now is in even worse conditions than you know that the regular rental. If you're renting long term, if you're renting long term, we could do it with Citizens, some other companies out there that has a DP3 or DP1 program, and that shouldn't
Mhm.
be a problem. Still very affordable. But once you go short-term rental, we have to go with possibly a surplus line, which is more of the commercial end of insurance. So yeah, it is not very affordable right now.
You know what happened, and it's my personal opinion. It's the okay, which holds up most deals, especially in Monroe County.
I'm sorry.
Say, which holds up most deals, especially in Monroe County.
Which holds the most deal?
The most deals, especially in Monroe County. Monroe,
Which companies insure the most in Monroe County?
I think maybe is that a
That,
question, Jeremy? It's a person who's it's a
yeah.
and yeah, maybe who is a what is the company
That
who.
that would be Citizens right now. Private insurance companies. Uh, and when I say private, you have three types. You have two types of insurance companies here in the state. You got the
Mhm.
private and you got the government insurance company. The government insurance company is Citizens, and they're forced to write the whole entire state. Where they're open to the whole entire state. Monroe County are islands. I mean, it's the Keys. You're surrounded by water. So the private insurance company like Florida Peninsula, Olympus, Edison, they don't like to touch that because they know that risk is pretty high. I mean, they know that they could get hit by a hurricane either from the east or the west coast. So the only company right now presently writing is
Mhm.
actually Citizens. You with wind, with hurricane. You could also write policy in Monroe County with no hurricane. If you only want to write fire and liability, there's a variety of companies that you could actually consider to write in Monroe County. But if you want to include hurricane coverage, that would be Citizens. Citizens, and I think there's another company, Frontline. I'm not sure if they're still writing in Monroe, but for sure, 100%, Citizens will still write policies in Monroe County.
What he was saying is the higher rates hold deals from moving forward. And obviously, I think that the changes on the law and the no knowing what's going on with the insurance, um, breaking all the news at the same time, these companies and I believe last year, 2022, I called you like 6 times
Hmm.
for all homeowners that was calling me that they renew the policy 2 or 3 months and then they receive a letter that the company went to bankruptcy
Yep.
or walk away
Yep.
by we are taking out, and by the way we are letting you know that you are not have more insurance. So it was like a scary situation for the homeowners, first because they believe they lost the money, and second, and so many of them maybe
Yeah.
lost it, and then we don't have insurance. But to be insured they have to have the roof, any all the repairs and an inspection. So some of them were okay, like I don't care, it's like I do the inspection. I just did a roof last year, so I do the inspection. I don't have any problem. But some of them, they were rentals. They don't have the money
That's
at that time to do all that, but
Mhm.
have a mortgage and they have to be insured. So I think all this, it was like a commotion, it was
Mhm.
well, now we don't have insurance, like it's our fault. And then, we didn't know about, I didn't know that Florida have just 9% of the all the country claims, but they have 79% of all the country lawsuits. So, oh, okay, well, your claims are like this, but
Mhm.
your law, your the money they are taking is like this for the entire country.
Yeah.
So, no, the people are not in knowledge of all this information. But I see for new buyers or first-time buyers, they are trying to buy a home, and I have multiple situations right now. Last week, with one of the agents I work with, it was a house for 1950, and when the inspector said, be sure that the seller disclosure said how old is the roof. We cannot walk under the roof, and even though if we can, we don't see anything. We are no inspector, a flat roof. cables coming, something that I never understand in Florida, that the cables come. No, like okay, it's here, but it's okay, and be sure that everything is okay. The inspection came like,
Mm,
and I was like, oh. So when she said like, my buyers want like you see the inspection, and it's like, girl, you have a problem with a renovate home, beautiful inside, but you know
yeah,
inside.
but the
So
roof is not that great.
no,
Yeah,
the roof, the
and that's the
cable,
problem.
the electric panel 1950. They make a construction for the washer and dryer, because, so they don't have before, they have that, but they don't. And I was like, I don't know. So
Mm,
the seller at that point, it was the third contract. At that point, the seller said, like, you have two options: or you get this entirely for these people have insurance, or good luck with selling the home. But now in this and at this time of the game, with the people, Miami is getting out of land basically, and all the constructions are going in one side of of Florida south
mm-hmm.
to jump in the water, and
Right.
then you have to the resales are getting so low because the inventory is so low, and the people that at this point doesn't need to sell their home, they will not sell it. So it gets into what we can do. So we have in a house that maybe cannot be insured, and
Mm-hmm.
when the police come, um, it comes for $6,000, $7,000 and
Yeah.
blow it.
And let me tell you, we had a we once upon a time, not too long ago, I would say a few months back at the beginning of the year, properties like that were not in the greatest condition, that had a bad roof. We would have been able to ensure it. That there were different programs out there that we were able to use and exclude the roof until the roof was repaired, and then it will be covered. And yes, the policy was about $5,000, $6,000, but still people bought the policy,
Mhm.
understanding that the roof wouldn't be covered, but at least they had everything else covered. Until they made the repairs, and then we would do a more complete policy, or we would endorse that policy to cover the roof. That same policy today is either not available,
Mhm.
or they're charged $20,000 in today's market. We've seen it for as high as 20 and even higher, $20,000 or higher, which is ridiculous. So, what are we insurance agents, at least my office, what are we doing to try to help the situation? What's happening right now with the insurance market? The options are very limited, premiums are high, coverages are less, and it's all because what happened in 2017, Hurricane Irma, and then Hurricane Ian last year. What can we do to help, our customers, the new homeowners that are buying? We've come across properties that, like you just explained, the roof is not in the greatest conditions. Maybe it was a senior couple that was selling the house, and in the last 10, 15 years, they did not update it because they're seniors, they're elderly, and they can't update it. Maybe they don't have the strength, maybe they don't have the financial backbone to do it. So the new buyer buys the property outdated with those issues, and but they cannot get insurance. Well, we could insure it as a builder's risk. And I want to put this out there. It's a builder's risk policy. And we
Okay.
explain to the customer the property cannot be inhabited. It has to be uninhabited. You cannot live in the home with a builder's risk policy. And the builder's risk policy, what that's going to do is a construction policy for properties that need to be remodeled, heavily remodeled, gutted out, or completely reconstructed. It would allow to insure the property for fire, which is what the bank wants, meaning hazard, liability, or hurricane. Uh,
Mhm.
and it would allow to, for the customer to buy the property, do whatever repairs they need to do. They cannot live in the home, because if they do live in the home, the policy will get canceled. But it gives them time. You could get it for 3 months, 6 months, a year. Give them the time they need to make the repairs. Once the home is completely remodeled, new roof, whatever it is that they did to the property, we could do a regular homeowners issue three policy for the customer, or if it's an investment home, we could do a DP policy. But that's one of the things that we've done to help some of the new homeowners that are buying property. They understand what the builder's risk covers, because we go very into detail as to what it is that covers, what is not covered. The other thing is that I told my homeowners, um,
Let me
not-
just,
yeah,
I have, I believe you already answered, but I just want to be sure, because Jeremy said that he flips, he's an investor, he flips properties. So, and he do some of them with private money. So that builder insurance will apply for him to do all the renovations.
the builder's risk, he could, yeah, he could insure his property with a builder's risk policy. I don't know what his private lender, what their guidelines might be, so he's got to speak to the lender about it. But the builder's risk, absolutely, you could insure your policy, your property for 3 months, 6 months, or up to a year. It is very affordable in comparison to a regular homeowner's policy because it is simply insuring liability in case somebody gets injured during the renovations, and the one is, you were negligent as the homeowner. It's going to cover hurricane and fire, and I believe theft might be optional for some of the equipment that you're using to repair the home. But yes, it is a construction policy intended for homes under construction. They also have a vacant policy intended for homes that are completely vacant, and maybe you're planning on keeping the home vacant for whatever amount of time. You could eventually switch to a complete either DP policy for tenant occupied or ratio 3 policy for owners occupied. So there's options out there, but people, you just gotta know what the options of insurance programs are that are available here in Florida, for the consumers, and what it is that they're looking for, meeting that specific insurance need.
Yeah, definitely. I will recommend in your case, Jeremy, that you talk to your private lender and then also call Jose and see what he can offer in base of what the specific requirement of your lender. But I think that you have a, I believe you get the answer before you did the question.
Yeah.
So for the new constructions, what they are basically insured or they are done. What is it is a better policy? It's
Oh
a
yeah. Uh,
affordable.
right now, insurance companies, they want new constructions, and think about it. New construction properties usually comes with, I think it's a year warranty. New construction properties, they come with a year warranty, so that's one less thing they have to worry. Insurance company have to worry about. All construction homes, a lot of the old construction properties, you don't know what the plumbing looks like under the tiles, behind the walls. So companies are concerned about that, and that's why all the construction homes are usually more expensive. Also, new construction properties, they already come with, here in South Florida, with the hurricane building code built into them. So when you buy a new construction property, the way the roof is built, put together, it is intended to be up to hurricane code. So you're going to get a discount right off the bat. Most new construction properties today, 2020, 23, 2023, come with impact windows. Some of them, at a bare minimum, will have aquatic shutters. And like I said, that will give you a credit right off the bat. So insurance companies, they don't even need a wind mitigation report when you are doing insuring a new construction property, because you're getting the credits right off the bat. The insurance company will pick on that immediately, and it's a great savings. Um, the difference in price with a new construction home with other construction properties are thousands of dollars. I mean, it's day and night. And companies, they just love new construction properties. I mean, that's, if you could go with a new construction home, you're going to save a lot of headaches from the insurance perspective, and I'm pretty sure from the lending perspective as well. Uh, yeah. Other construction homes, if you're getting yourself into another construction home, like I said, just make sure the home is updated. For other construction property, there is a inspection that you have to do, an
Mhm.
eligibility inspection, which is the 4 point, which I know you know about, Jackie.
Yeah, very.
And yep, as long as the 4 point inspection, yeah, as long as the 4 point inspection is favorable, the other construction home, you could get it insured. And the 4 point inspection is a report that tells the insurance company, okay, this property could be insured because the roof was updated in the last 10 years, let's say, with a
Mhm.
permit. Here's the permit number. The inspector usually gets the permit. Plumbing has been updated, so insurance company, they're like, oh, great. I don't have to worry about a broken pipe. They just
Mhm.
do it, you know. Electrical has been updated. Oh, great. I don't have to worry about a fire. That's insurance company talking. And so it's roof, plumbing, electrical, and HVAC, the air conditioning.
Mhm.
So as long as those 4 points are good, um, you could get in with at least Citizens Insurance Company if nobody else is willing to insure the zip code that the property is located in. Um, you also want to do the wind mitigation, and like I said, for new construction properties, you don't need to do wind mit, but for the other construction homes, a wind mitigation report will tell the insurance company that your home is hurricane resistant
Mhm.
because the roof was updated with hurricane building code. The inspector will go into the attic and see what building code was used to hold the roof to the infrastructure of the property. Depending on what you have, you'll get a credit. And of course, they'll look see if you have impact windows or curtain shoulders. I mean, there's about 4 or 5 credits that you could get within the wind mitigation report that will help you save money. This is an inspection for the construction properties that will help the consumer save money, and the savings is usually thousands of dollars. So it is important that you guys do this.
Okay.
Yeah, but for the new construction, like I said, the home is already hurricane proof, supposedly.
Mhm.
So you're getting all those credits right off the back, right off the bat.
Yeah, I understand that every time we have a different type of hurricane, 1992, and
Hmm.
then 2005, and then 2018, and then 2022, the construction changed, and it changed for whatever, I don't know nothing about
Hmm.
construction more than I work with builders, and it's impressed for me the way they build, but the way the roof get into the house, and all that security, all the different
Hmm.
electric panels there are right now. And fortunately,
Hmm.
with older homes and families maybe living on the home forever, you don't know what is wrong or not. It's still running. Like this is the typical. Well, the lights is on, the
Hmm.
AC is working.
Yeah.
That I don't have any leaks,
Hmm.
and uh, why
But
I have to
but
do all
then you don't have a leak now, but the leak will start later.
that.
That's why insurance companies, especially Citizens, they want to see that the roof was updated with a permit. I mean, if the roof is older than 20, 30 years, most companies out there, they want you to have a new roof. That's why also today companies may not be writing presently in the state of Florida, but are renewing business. In order for you to renew your policy, they'll say, okay, in order for us to offer you renewal terms, you need to get a new roof because we don't trust the roof you have right now. What is the insurance trying to do? They're trying to mitigate a possible future loss. Why? Because they got bit in the butt
Yeah.
after Hurricane Irma.
Hmm.
So that's their strategy. All insurance companies out there right now, they're trying to mitigate possible losses, and if they pay any losses, they want to make sure it's a legitimate loss.
Well, I know that it's a lot of with insurance. We can talk all
Oh
day,
my
and I
gosh.
I just want for the people to know that your home, it's what my father said. If you have a home, you have your head is secure, your family is secure. So you know
Absolutely.
the place that you live. And I know, like we all know, we all live in homes, and we try to do the best. But little by little, do if you are not planning to move, if you see that yourself living long time in the place you are, uh, take consideration that take care of your roof. If you are having electric panels that it can be older than yourself, sometimes it is, and just go and make the investment and do all the changes
Going
because
to
you
go
will.
a long way. It's going to
Mhm.
go a long way to make the investment. I'm glad you mentioned that, Jackie, because you're completely right. Insurance companies, they like to see pride of home ownership.
Mhm.
So every company out there is going to send an inspector and look at the property. And if they see pride of home ownership, the inspector will report back to the company. If they see something wrong with the house, let's say there's debris, there's garbage laying out, things that don't look right, let's say the fascia or something is rotting in the home, the inspector will report that to the company, and then the company will go back to you and say, "Hey, you need to fix this, or we will not insure you, or not renew you." So you're completely right. Updating the house as the homeowner, you want to take care of your home. You want to take care of uh, your 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 place where you sleep, where you eat, where you're with your family. It's important that you take care of it. You want to make sure that you, like you said, that you update everything that needs to be updated. It's going to go a long way. I mean, at the end of the day, you're also preventing possible claim, possible losses. You don't want to have to deal with a claim or loss right now. That is not an easy process. A claim could be anywhere between, on the good terms, 3 months, but I've seen claims go past 3 years. The company dealing with the customers, that's a headache. That's a headache. That's a headache for your family.
Even now that for the last hurricane, I go to Cape Coral. It's a
Hmm.
lot of roof. They have the tarp, and it's one house after the other, and it's like,
Hmm.
wow, it's a year. But yeah, it's a year.
Yeah,
You still,
yeah.
they want to know
I
what.
seen it. I seen it. I seen it go get out there. I mean, for a very long time. So at the end of the day, you want to protect your home, where your family lives, where you live. To me, home is very sacred. It really is.
Mhm.
And if I want to sell my home down the line, I know the roof is new, my electrical has been updated, plumbing has been updated. So you're not passing on the headache to the new buyer.
Mhm.
The transaction of selling the house is going to be a smooth one. So definitely, you hit it right in the head. It's something that people should definitely practice more often,
Mhm.
taking care of the house.
This live will be in Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube forever. So I want you, please tell how the people can contact you and get to know more about your service that is not just residential. You insure everything. And because you are a
Everything.
captain, you
Other
also
captain.
both motorcycle.
You sure both as well.
Yeah, you are very
Yeah,
proud of your boat and your fascinated life
yeah.
on the ocean. So
Thank you.
please, how how the people can
So,
contact you.
So you could call us directly at our office, 786-464-0861, if you need to speak to us. If you have a quote request, you could also email us your request at quotes, plural, quotes, at peoplesinsuranceonline.com, or you could just visit our website at peoplesinsuranceonline.com, www.peoplesinsuranceonline.com, and you can request a quote from us online, and we'll get your request and we'll be able to help you and assist you. But if you're ready to call us, our team or office is ready to speak with you, to assist you, and you could call us at 786-464-0861. Or if you're in Miami, you could also visit us in person.
I can tell you, I was very blessed the day you were referred to me when I began to work here in Miami. So, and
Oh, yeah.
I have to
Thank
say,
you.
you always save my my
Thank you, Jackie.
and in Orlando.
Yeah,
and
thank
and
you.
you are so honest that when you cannot basically give a better one, you say like take the other because you are going better with the other one. So
Thank you.
that's something that talks a lot about your credibility and the good you are.
Yeah,
So thank
we're
you again,
very. Thank you as well. I appreciate you very much.
and we will continue this, and I will invite you for Spanish because I know
You got
um,
it.
many of our Latin community will love to know more about this in a way they can understand better.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sounds like a plan. You got it.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much and happy weekend.
Hey, you too. Alrighty. Take care.